Do you really know Jesus, or just the version the world allowed? The one painted on ceilings, branded into books, and packaged as something to follow instead of something to remember. They said he came to save the world. But what if he came to wake it up? Before time had weight or form, there was only the source, infinite, silent, aware. From that stillness came a movement, not a creation, but an emanation. A fragment of the source shifted outward, like light rippling from the center, yet never leaving it. That movement became form, not separation, but experience. The source expanding into itself to understand what it already was. And within that movement came a purpose. A current of revelation would enter the illusion and remind those trapped inside that they were never lost. That current took form as Jesus. He didn't arrive as something beyond human, but as a reflection within it, not beyond humanity, but as consciousness moving through human form. The infinite stepped into the dream, not to rule, but to reveal, to show that divinity and humanity were never two different things. The shift into human form wasn't a fall, it was precision. To awaken a realm built on illusion, you must enter it from the inside. He became one of us to prove that we were never separate, that the same current that moved through him moves through every one of us. But illusion fears freedom. Those bound by control and blindness saw his message as a threat. The crucifixion wasn't the will of God. It was fear's last attempt to silence truth. They didn't destroy divinity. They attacked the revelation that illusion could be broken. They bound the body, but what rose was consciousness. The source, pure, boundless, divine, is not of ritual, sacrifice, or emotion. Those are distortions born when fragments move far from their origin and create their own illusions, their own realms of experience. Our human realm is one of those distant layers, a dimension heavy with forgetting. Jesus came to restore divine memory, to awaken light within the deepest shadow of separation, and reveal the freedom beyond the illusion. There are many realms, many vibrations of remembrance. Some you call spirits, some extraterrestrial, all fragments, exploring existence through different expressions of the same source. Humanity's separation is only one layer, but it's the one where awakening begins again. Jesus entered the deepest layer of illusion to reopen the path home, not to be worshipped, but to remind us that we are the same light that once walked this world through him. The source doesn't demand obedience. It emanates understanding. It doesn't punish or reward, it reflects. The return isn't in the sky, it's within the awakening mind. When consciousness remembers itself, illusion begins to collapse. Life is eternal. It only shifts form. And when we rise in consciousness, the path back to the eternal unfolds through many realms of revelation. When we leave this realm, what some call death, we don't vanish. We travel. We pass through many dimensions, many layers of experience, each one dissolving another veil of forgetting. When Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the light, no one reaches the Father except through me," it was not a claim of ownership, it was a map. The Christ spark flows through the realms, awakening light wherever it sleeps. The light that guides the fragmented spark back to its infinite center. This isn't metaphor, it's movement. The slow return of remembrance through layers of realization until the spark is free again. I'm not here to convince anyone. What I share isn't doctrine, it's discovery. Awareness cannot be forced, only experienced. And this is my experience of awareness. If it resonates, maybe it's because a part of you that has already begun to remember too. This isn't religion. It's divine revelation. You are not outside the divine. You are its movement. And consciousness is rising. The illusion is fading. Remember, truth isn't found, it's recalled. The light that moved through Jesus was awareness itself. And that same awareness lives in us all. And after centuries, the message remains the same. Awaken. Rise in consciousness. Return. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your soul awake. Be a stringer, investigate, research, and remember the truth. Like, share, subscribe. See you in the next episode.